Hey everybody, it is Steve again. I'm looking at my watch and it is noon on Wednesday, so that means it's time for the midweek challenge. Now again, for November, I'm not challenging, but I'm answering questions that people have. And a huge question, I call it the divine debate. Are there evidences for us to really know that there is a God? Now, for people who are really searching, you will find there are many evidences, but I'm just going to give you 4 today. And here's the first one. It's called the law of creation, or the evidence of creation. And here's the point, that by simply looking at the enormity of creation, we can know of the divine. Maybe not what kind of God, but that there is a God. Paul refers to that in Romans chapter 1, picking up in verse 19, where he talks about the fact that the invisible qualities of creation convince us that there is a divine. Solomon, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, talked about the fact that we have eternity planted in our hearts. And even atheists get that to the extent of, that's why they're looking for some kind of life out in the cosmos, because something deep within us cries out for something big. We know there's something bigger. The second one would be the moral law. Intuitively, innately, we know that there is a right and a wrong. That's why we cry out for justice. We want right to be done. The third one would be the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and this is huge. Now, people will debate this. They'll say things like, well, Steve, Jesus never really died on the cross. Well, he did, and those were professional Roman executioners that made sure he was dead. Sometimes people say, well, Steve, people thought they saw Jesus, but they were just hallucinating. But the reality is there were multiple resurrection appearances, some to several hundred at the same time. Then again, the testimony of the apostles. And people will say, well, Steve, the apostle just stole the body of Jesus. But let's think about that. The apostles were just regular guys, and they would have to duke it out with professional Roman soldiers to get the body out of the grave. And then the way the apostles died, all of them except for John, and John was persecuted, but he died in exile, but the rest of them died a violent death for their faith. And here's the question. How many people are going to go to a violent death knowing it was for a lie? That's what it would have been if they had stolen the body. But they had experienced the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which changed their life. And the fourth one would be the testimony of the changed lives of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people over the course of the years who have met the living God and have been changed. Now, all of that to say is, I just want you to know that there is hope. Doesn't matter who you are, where you've been, what you've done, there is a living God. His son, Jesus Christ, died on the cross for your sins and rose again. So you can have hope. There is hope for you. Your sins can be forgiven. There is purpose for your life. So again, there are evidences, especially for those people who are authentically looking for them. So as always, like and follow this if this is encouraging to you. Like and follow Kingdomology blog. And I'll be back next week with another answer to some more questions. That's it for now. Be strong, and I'll see you again next week.